Hello everyone, Pinder Productions here, and today I'm back with another episode of my F1 2016 Career Mode series. Today we go to Austria for round 9 of this championship, and as you can see the standings are really close, so hopefully we'll be able to close up to my teammate and Rosberg in the next couple of races.
Hi, I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
So before we can close up in any points, we have to do practice and qualifying, and before we do that as well, we have new parts from our R&D guy. That's all we can really do. There's nothing else we can afford, so I just need to save up. I might do an engine again or fuel next time, but let's go to practice. In track acclimatization, I got the lap nailed first time, except for turn 1. I didn't do very well there. I didn't decide to go for purple. However, in the tyre wear test I was doing surprisingly well, achieved the target on the second to last lap, so I decided that I would go for purple on the tyre wear test, see if I could do it, and guess what, I did do it. So yeah, it looks like I'm doing better than I did at the start of the season, which is sort of what I hoped. I did get held up by Ericsson on the qualifying lap pace, but I did eventually get the time correct, so there we go.
Hey, looks like you've got a bit of rivalry going on out there. This is good. Gets people talking about you. Just make sure you outperform them, okay?
So we have a new rival. Let's see who. Oh, it's my teammate Sebastian Vettel again. So they're just repeating the same rival. Let's listen to the voicemail.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So those are the qualifying goals. Let's go to qualifying now.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
I did my qualifying lap on the ultra soft tyre, so here we go for the start of this qualifying lap. And across the line, up into 8th gear with DRS and braking into turn 1. Will I get a better line this time? Yeah, looks like I keep it within the line, so that's good to see. And there we are, we're pretty much equal with the pace. However, at the end of the lap, if you can see from the mini-map, I'm miles ahead of the competition by my normal standards, I feel. I haven't even engaged DRS yet, there you go. So I qualified P1, again with the one-shot quali. Some people, or well, someone suggested that I should do short qualifying. I would like to, but it's quite a long recording anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I might, I don't know.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
So we have our race goals, let's go to the start.
Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda. Oh, and of course, one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now, and the championship battle is hotting up. But if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. It's Ferrari in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, and Verstappen.
Again, I decided to pick the faster, more aggressive strategy. Actually, less aggressive, more conservative strategy. And it also seemed like my teammate was starting quite a fair bit down the order. But now we go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 red lights, or 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of this Austrian Grand Prix. Up into turn 1. Is Hamilton going to try and make a move? No, he isn't. He seems to tuck in quite far behind, and well, that's been quite an easy start, to be honest. Not very exciting. I was hoping Hamilton would try and make a move on me there, but maybe not, it seems. Will anybody try and get me on this straight? It looks like they're actually quite far behind. I wasn't expecting to be this dominant here. I was hoping the AI would put up more of a challenge. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be much action for a while.
Considering switching to an alternate strategy, do you want to change or stick to plan A?
So now on to laps 5, nearly the end of lap 5. Our engineer has a new pit strategy. I'm going to stick to the old plan and go on to the super soft tyres. I think that's going to be the best for the race. If they feel worn out, I'll move on to the ultra soft towards the end. However, I think they'll last the majority, or well, to the end of the race, I hope. And now on the end of lap 6, I'm coming into the pits here. That is my tyre wear at the end of this lap. I was sort of debating, should I go in, should I not? But I decided to go in instead of staying out another lap. So here we go into the pits, and let's see where we come out. Am I seriously only in P2? Well, P3 now. P4. Am I seriously only in P4? How have I got the AI on easy settings or something? Because this Grand Prix seems a lot more easier than previous races. Anyway, hopefully we can make some moves on Vettel and the 3 cars ahead of him. I assume that's the 2 Mercedes and Ricciardo, but I could be mistaken. Maybe there's some people going on long stints. However, I don't think anybody else has pitted yet. I think I might be the first one who's actually come in. So I'm going to try and make a move down the round the outside of Vettel. That hasn't worked there. So I'm going to get back into his slipstream. See if I can go down the inside here. Can I? No, I can't. Got to stick behind him. Get right up to his gearbox. Try and go down the inside here. And can I hold it round there? Yes, down there. Yes, I can. And now we go on to move towards... Can't read that. I cannot read that on the preview window there, but there we are. Massa, that's it. It's Massa there, and he's going into the pits. And it seems like I think the 2 Mercedes have gone. My teammate's going into the pits as well, and up into P1 again. So that was fairly quick and easy. I really wasn't expecting that. Who's behind me now? Still Massa, I think, or Perez. I really can't tell. I'm sorry, I cannot read this preview window. Don't know why this software has such a low resolution for the preview window. But anyway, here we are. Set a fastest first sector there into turn 2. And yeah, it seems like I don't know, an alright bit of action. Not loads though. And now on lap 8 or 9, I think that is. Button and Alonso are right behind me. So I'm going to try and find out from my engineer how they're there. Okay, so they're on old super softs. Okay, so their time last lap was 3 seconds off of my fastest time, I think, or is that my time? I don't know. But anyway, so they're on old super softs. I'm probably on fresh super softs, it would class me as. So I guess they're going for a long first stint and then a short second stint at the end, instead of like basically the reverse of what I've done and people around me have done. Maybe they think they'll benefit from that somehow. Hopefully they would see them gain a few extra points in the championship. There we go, fastest lap from me. But yeah, that seems like an interesting strategy from McLaren there. Don't know if it will make any difference, but anyway, that's their choice to make. And now the skies are looking very grey, especially compared to what they looked like a lap or two ago. I'm expecting there's going to be rain because they're this grey. So I don't know when that will come, or if it will come before the end of the race. Hopefully it will. That would liven things up a bit, I think. But it's going to be hard to drive on these if it's like really light rain until the end, because these will be worn out super softs by the end of the race. So hopefully the rain will either be really heavy or it won't come at all. And there you go, the positions have changed. So it looks like McLaren's strategy has not worked, and again there they've changed. So the people who were previously behind me have now overtaken the McLarens again, and they've dropped back through the field during their pit stop. So it hasn't paid off for them. However, it was an okay decision to make at the time. However, they will be faster at the end of the race, so I don't know, we'll see. But it looks like the rain is going to be coming very soon. The skies are, well, greyer, and I'm feeling a little bit less grip, not too much, so maybe it's not going to be too bad, but we'll see. And now it looks like it is raining here. Not too heavily at the moment, which is slightly annoying. I'd rather it be raining heavily and I can go onto wet tyres, or make the best out of tyres. But yeah, it does look like it's slightly drizzling at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't get too much heavier, but then hopefully it does get a lot heavier so that I can move on to wet tyres. I both don't want it to get heavier, and I do, because I don't want to be in the middle like previously at Baku, where I just had no grip and it wasn't ready for intermediates. So hopefully it will either get really heavy or will just go away now. And now on the end of lap 16, I feel I am ready for intermediate tyres there. There we go, switch to intermediate tyres for the next stop. I'm just debating, should I go in? I really feel like I need to go in. I'm going to risk going in and possibly losing P1. Oh, well, my engineer now says... Oh, he could have said it a couple seconds earlier before I, been debating and sweating about, like, should I come in, should I not come in, type thing. And it looks like that my strategy has been a success. My strategy call. I have kept P1. It looks like, oh yeah, teammate is in the pits. It looks like everybody else is now going in for intermediate tyres as well. So it looks like I chose to pit at the perfect time before my engineer told me, because if I'd gone around on super softs, I may have lost the lead there. So it's good to keep the lead. However, I've gone way too wide at turn 2 there in the uphill braking zone. Tyres are too cold, and because it's wet, I've just skidded off into the runoff area, a bit like the last lap collision between Hamilton and Rosberg in real life F1. So that's quite funny, really. But now in the final sector of the final lap, I'm about to come round the final 2 corners to win the Austrian Grand Prix, and what a dominant Grand Prix I've had. I do feel though like it's come really easily. I'm not sure how well I'll do next race in Silverstone, but I think I should up the difficulty a bit. After this race, I think I'm going to try upping the difficulty one more level, seeing how that goes for Silverstone, a race which I don't think I'm that good at, to be honest.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. And after this round of the World
So here we
Championship,
go for
here's
the
how things
positions.
look in the drivers'
It's
table.
me, I'll just skip that now. Okay, so there I go, up a place, and Sebastian Vettel I think as well. We've both gone ahead of Nico Rosberg there, which is very good to see, us closing the gap up to Mercedes. And there we go again, we have like 4 points in the constructors behind Mercedes, so a great race for us today, and hopefully we can make up those points maybe even overtake Mercedes next race. However, I am going to be upping the AI difficulty for me next race, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, let's see our career score and all that stuff, because I just realised editing this I skipped a lot of that. So let's see the resource points that we got during the race. Don't think we can afford any major upgrades yet anyway. Here's a rivalry update, so we are again beating my teammate. Still behind him in the Constructors Drivers' Championship, so I guess that's why I'm still number 2 driver. And there we go, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you are new for more F1 2016 content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.